Hello and welcome to episode 25 of my werewolf-themed Oxygen Not Included playthrough. Alright, last time we were getting close to finishing our plastic build. We were trying to get our water situation under control, and we were working on the space bucket. Now, we've got tons and tons of food, and barring any critical mistakes or completely unforeseen circumstances, we are gonna win. It's all just logistics at this point. So I am going to probably do a few more episodes and then think about other projects. Because this has been we're going to get to plastic first, so we can show off some of that aspect of the game. The things you can just have with plastic and build. Yeah. So I might fast forward through some of the gameplay. If that's something if you want me to continue on this, just please leave a comment or something. I honestly shooting in the dark here because I'm very small and I don't have a lot of viewer interaction yet. So if you want to see me do something in the game or have an idea for my next project, please drop a comment. That would be appreciated. Anyway, let's get to going on the flooded farm and fixing it, as well as everything else. It was pointed out that this airlock is gone. I think I mentioned in the last episode that this is actually on purpose right now. We are dumping our carbon dioxide from the base out just into this area down here to void it, kind of reclaim some of the oxygen that's in this space, and yeah, not have to deal with our the CO2. Yeah, we're pressurizing a little bit of an extra space because of it, but I think it's worth it. And it was totally intentional this whole time, I promise. We've absolutely been intentionally leaving that airlock gone. Yep. Yep. It's totally intentional, guys. Alright. We've got that getting built. What else do we need for this? We've got... that's a lot of power that needs. Alright, so one thing that we're going to need, which we haven't done, is going to be a power room. For that, we're going to need at least one natural gas generator, which is currently all we're going to be able to support through this natural gas pipe. Hopefully that will change in the near future, and we will be able to support more than that. This thing is going to drip down water. So we're going to build it on mesh tile, and with a little room for some additional cooling. Ventilation, we want a gas pipe. And that is going to go to our trash gas line. Why did it go like that? Trash gas line. Because that is going to constantly be emitting CO2, as well as this. We are going to probably want to figure out something to do with all that gas we're just venting and destroying, which could be useful for a cooling project or something, but we're going to need... Hello, Nikolai, you're just asleep on screen. That's beautiful. That's what narcoleptic does, by the way. We could actually turn Nikolai's bedtime completely off, and he will never run out of stamina because of narcoleptic. Apparently it's not balanced too well right now. Scrolling up. You caught me monologuing. Alright. So yeah, we are making the natural gas generators go. We will probably expand I actually don't know if we're going to expand horizontally or vertically. Probably should be vertical. So we're not going to do this. We're going to have to move over here a little bit. Vertical is just the easiest setup because you can put more natural gas generators to the bottom and just move your water pipe down, because these things leak polluted oxygen or polluted water. We're going to need a pump. You know, I'm going to have a second generator here just because we can't support it yet, but we can hope. And if we end up tapping another, where'd it go? I completely lost the other oil fissure. If we end up tapping the other oil fissure, we will have enough natural gas production from the words are hard. From the oil refinement to be able to support another natural gas generator. However, what's really going to be good for us is going to be the petroleum generator, which is going to take the refined oil as petroleum and produce power from it. But the first thing we're going to have is natural gas. Input, output. Perfect. And we're going to get plumbing for liquid water pump. I'll go here. I want this dug out. Also going to want more ladders. And this is where all of our trash water is going to end up. This is one very angry hatch. Alright. So, my gas bridge. Some plumbing. This is going to be our trash gas line. So, or trash water line. Which it's probably easiest if it goes up this way. So it's actually like reachable. Oh no, undo. Okay, we did not want to join that line. It's not a thing we wanted to do. Alright. And input, output. And that is where our polluted water is going. Into the space bucket. Alright, I didn't overlap those pipes at all, right? No, I didn't. Good. Alright. I also found out what that noise is. It's apparently the geyser from off screen. Which is weird to me, but whatever. We figured it out. And we got more projects and stuff. I think I said we needed another duplicant. 6 athletics. That guy's fast. So it's foodie, build, tidy, operate. Might use you later. So So you're not getting gooed for now. Alright, did that get all mopped up? It did. Alright, we'll mop that eventually and mop this so our farm gets restored to working order. Yeah, Cecilia does not look happy to be cleaning that up. Not even a little bit. Xavier's taking over. Xavier was talking about something. I don't remember, but he was very happy to be talking about it. Alright. Farm's working again. Let's get it cleaned out. Alright, things are happening. That'll get built. Honestly, I don't know what's a higher priority. It's probably the water. Though also filling the space bucket is important. That. Export to the trash water. And we're going to want this also to do that eventually. Might have made a mistake doing it like that. Yeah. The way it... what's the word? Tries to send things places will have a little backflow if we do it that way. Because if water comes in this line, it'll also try to go to this output, which will send a decent amount of polluted water in here. Yeah. And as far as the level of polluted water we want to maintain. What's the word? I'm just totally lost as for where there's the hydro sensor. We want to maintain this under the water. The automation overlay. Alright. So let's get that built. Alright. Everyone's asleep, which means we have building downtime. Let's get a night shift, so we actually don't have any building downtime. Night shift. Alright, our night owls are going to be... We need 3 slots of bedtime. So let's put it here. It's kind of in the middle of the day. And bath time will be right before bedtime. And socialization time will be universal. Alright, so for people who are night owls. Lynette, you're on a night shift. Cecilia, let's put you on night shift too. And yeah. That looks good. So we'll have Lynette and Cecilia on night shift for supplying and building, so we don't have any downtime in our production cycle, period. And that actually won't affect their morale or anything, especially because we have overlapping downtimes. They'll still get the Saw a Friend buff, and we'll get sleep and whatnot. Changing your schedules also is a good way to deal with loud sleepers without making specific sleeping areas for them. Alright, we'll want priority 6 on all that. It's 6 up until everything that's already 7. We'll probably need to increase that priority later, but oh well. Buried objects. This water's probably pretty cold right now. Y'all. What we could do... there's not really a good way of dealing with that right now, aside from building a pump and pumping it out. So... we get down to less than a full block of water left. In height, we're going to need to pump all that in. So right now it's okay. Let's reclaim this water. Yeah, it's just gonna make a mess. Let's just do it the messy way and then mop it back up. Let them sort it out. Alright, how are we doing on algae? 12.5 tons. Totally fine. I also figured out that we are falling behind on our oxygen production because we are at maximum gas pressure, which is kind of being fixed by the slow leak of carbon dioxide out of our base. But we will probably eventually have to tap the carbon dioxide like down here and send it off into the trash gases. Or reclaim it through some of the ranching stuff you can do with, like, what are the names of these creatures? Slicksters. These guys will eat carbon dioxide as long as you keep them hot and produce oil. Which we don't need them to produce oil, but they might be a good way to just get rid of our CO2. But they do need to be kept warm. Warm little floaty boys. Alright, projects have been getting worked on. Everything is reachable, it's just not powered or plugged in. One thing we are going to need is a manual start for this stuff. No, don't do that. Because in order for it to produce stuff, to produce power, it must first have the resources it uses to produce that power. And as far as the natural gas goes, we're going to actually have to turn that on later. And I'm going to have to figure out what's heavier, natural gas or carbon dioxide, because we're going to have to get all this CO2 out of this chamber completely. Because if we feed carbon dioxide into the natural gas generator, it's going to take wrong element damage. It's not something we want. In fact, it's bad. Alright, so it looks like that got deconstructed, and there are puddles all over our floors. You, gas pump, turn off. And let's reclaim that water that we have just pooled all on our farm. The farm is just flooded again. I guess that's one of the dangers that arises when you are just creating a little bucket at the bottom of your base where your farm is. Alright, that'll get mopped. People are mopping it. This generator definitely needs to be disabled. We're not using it. Is that thing producing heat even though it's off? I think it might be. I'm gonna kill it just on principle. Alright. So that is full and not flowing. It is enabled by the automation grid. Oh, our power is gone. Why is our power gone? I've got tons of coal, it just wasn't being delivered. Let's move that priority up. Because when that goes off, the whole base shuts down. Now we can get off coal soon. Once this all's built. But it's not built yet. Need that zap together. Alright, so things are going. We are continuing to flood and reflood our farm. Make some reclamations of resources that we don't need to spend. And work on building some of the stuff that we've got. Going up to the space bucket and whatnot. We can actually see a little more space now. You can see that there have been meteor damage up here, which actually is going to be, yep, there is some iron that has been dropped off by a meteor strike, which we will probably want to make a just layer of abyssalite just over the map, because that's one of the few things that meteor strikes cannot damage, and just regularly go up there, clean it all out, and drop it off to containers and whatnot, which will bring it down to places where it can get temperature regulated and then stored. A lot of end game is just fighting temperature, and that is about where we're at. Or at least we're getting very close to end game. We finished the tech tree. We're building some of the end game material production facilities. And yeah. Anyway, that's our episode. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.